Hello everyone and welcome to my penultimate draft of Wilds of Eldraine. So there will be one more draft after this one and then Lost Caverns of Ixalan will be starting next. This pack has basically, I would say, two options. I wouldn't mind first picking a Monstrous Rage or the Tanglespan Lookout. But Candy Grabble and Welcome to Sweet Tooth are the best cards in here. And I think the Candy Grabble is just slightly better because it's also splashable. I wouldn't be splashing the Welcome to Sweet Tooth. This I would be easily splashing, so I'll take I think the best common removal spell in the set. Okay, so someone took actually a common over this rare, which I would mostly first pick. I mean, maybe they took a Candy Grabble, I don't know, which I think is the best common in the set. Well, there are some options. I could take the Obira. It's, says the color with my first pick. I could take the Cut in, just start with removal, and this is also a pretty strong one. Maybe hoping to get the colors Sellsword back. Or I could just take the Yena, which can be really good, especially if you pick it early. These are the options. I mean, all of them are fine. I would take the Cut in over the Sellsword, but the Obira, Cut in, and the Yena are the options indeed here. I somehow feel like the 2-drop is the most interesting one, but this can be really good. I'm still taking the Obira because I just like the high quality 2-drop. 2/2 flash flying for 2. That is as good as it gets unless we are talking about some rare class cards. And of course this is just very good in a Fairies deck. But you could have taken the rare there as well, or you could have taken the Cut in. I'm not gonna say that any of those was strictly a better pick than the other options. Here it's of course very easy battle node now that I took the Obira. The Hamlet Glutton would probably be the pick had I taken the rare. The green-white rare. I think that would be the pick in that case. Yep. Verge of Knowledge. Okay, by the way, this is a third Sellsword in a row because the previous pack had this thing also. That's really funny actually. Oh, I suppose black, blue, and red, the Grixis colors are open here. The Sellsword is okay, but it's not like amazing. It only counts creatures that died under your control, so you can't really remove opponent stuff and then have this become a bigger creature as a result. Stroke. This mythic rare isn't good. I'm not taking that. There's not like the high quality rare fairies. I could take the Attendants here though. Or Disdainful Stroke is like a sideboard card. There's also the Spare Guard, which is a decent red card, but I guess I'm just going to continue with these fairy cards. Although I'm seeing black red. I could have been black red here. I don't actually see a lot of black though. I mean, other than these fairly, not so great cards. There's also a decent white card. The Hopeful Vigil is a good 2-drop for white decks. Allows some synergies as well. Gingerbrute is it's kind of always playable. I don't know if I like the Eyes Out here too much. I'm taking the Gingerbrute. I'm not even sure if I will be blue-black, but I surely hope that could work. Okay, I do see some black now. There's also Glass Casket, but I'm probably trying to stick to blue-black now here. And I could take the Rat out, or I could take the Hopeless Nightmare. I have one bargain spell, which is of course making the Nightmare slightly better. But I do like the little trick here, slightly more maybe. Diminisher, which, okay, there's a Tome Seeker as well. Now I don't have, I mean the Candy Grapple is an amazing card to bring back, but of course I can get more instant and sorceries, so I'm taking this over the Witch here now. Okay, Dream Spoilers versus another Attendant versus a Prophetic Prism, which would allow some splashes to happen. I have already a Candy, Grapple and Rat out, which are instants. I just don't like this too much because it's such a small creature for 4 mana, only a 2/2. But I have one Attendance already. By the way, this is also an instant, this adventure here, so maybe I'll take the Dream Spoilers. I'm not sure if I'm gonna main deck it, but we'll have the option to do that. Alright, Attendance again. This rare is not very good, so I'm not going to even consider splashing that. Scarecrow Guide is okay, but I have two-drop creatures and a Candy Grapple for early game. I'm taking the other Attendance now, also works with the Dream Spoilers here. Here's nothing interesting, I'll take the Artifact. Okay, this is also gonna work with the Dream Spoilers, I suppose. This is a decent card. The Horseman is not that good. Disdainful Stroke I like to use as a sideboard card, but it can be a really good one at that. Well, there's an Archon of the Wild Rose. This is of course a really good card and would be a fantastic follow-up if I somehow ended up in the green-white deck. Although I'm not sure had I taken the green-white rare pick 2 in the previous pack, did I get enough green and white to stick to those colors? If I could have done that, then of course this would be a fantastic pickup. But I'm not going to take a double white card after having this okay blue deck now. But I also don't want to take another Attendance. I think I will take the Lodskite Butcher here. Another good thing about this is that it does give me bargain fodder, which I am interested in thanks to having the Tome Seeker, which is quite miserable if you don't get to use its ability. 3 mana 3/2. Not so great. Do I have a playset of these? I don't, but I'm not gonna take it here because it's just pretty darn good pack. I would be totally happy about the feed, the Cauldron, but there's a Hilda's Crown of Winter, which is a really amazing card, so I'm gonna take that. Tangled Colony, Threadbind Click. Now this is a reason to get some splashes going on, but maybe I'll take the Tangled Colony. I could be a little bit of an aggressive side of a deck. This can't block, but it's a decent attacker. And I don't have any means to make white yet, so this isn't reliable right now, and I need 2-drops. Even though they can't block. Okay, I'm gonna take this one. It can also generate me some bargain for the Tome Seeker. And okay, Mocking Sprite, which I don't like too much. A lot of this green-white here. Not all of them are that great though, but I think I'll take the Evolving Wilds. I don't really like the Mocking Sprite that much. I have some 3 mana well, not creatures, but 3 mana plays here already. The 1 toughness and only 2 power, even though it flies and sometimes gives you some discounts. I don't like it that much. I'll take the mana fixing here. Also, it's good if I get back, the Threadbind Click. I would have a chance to get some planes with this thing. Here I'll just take the Baron Nodi over options such as the Torch the Tower, which could be splashed thanks to the Evolving Wilds. This thing also could be played because I could splash for the green, have the 3 mana black spell, and then maybe cast this creature path. But Baron Nodi is so good in a blue-black deck, especially that I'm just gonna take those very highly in this archetype. Well, there is Stopgap, Gatekeeper, Eyes Out, even the Apple if you're really going to be an aggressive deck. Because the loses 3 life path is actually quite good. This is better than some of the threaten effects because you can also make them lose 3 life. If not on the same turn, maybe on the next turn. But I don't think I'm that aggressive. I would take the Gatekeeper maybe. I'm not sure if I like this Stopgap too much. Succumb to the Cold. Very decent green card here still. I don't like this too much. 11 creatures, 5 spells. I don't like this one either, Water Wings. I don't like anything here. I'll just take 20 gems because I don't actually think those cards are that amazing. I do like a Minstrosity though. Very decent 2-drop. Both, I mean, for both offense and defense, because even if this trades with something insignificant, you still get the food token that has some utility. How is this trainee here still in the pack? It's one of the better red cards. Well, I'll take an uncommon here because I'm not playing any of those cards. Alright. I like the Corralsmith. Wouldn't mind having the stopgap, but there is another Tome Seeker. How many things I can return? Not many. The modes and the Candy Crabble and the Rat Out are currently. And I guess the Grim Search, but I'm actually taking the Corralsmith instead. I like it. I like it just that much. And here I can just take the... Well, I don't main deck two of these things. I'll just put the second copy to the sideboard. Okay, pack 3. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, it would be nice to have a deck with 2 of these guys. Well, I won't be having that, but nice opens there. Well, the common is good. I like the Shatter the Oath because I would want to have more things for this guy to pick up, but the Coven is good, and also the Hyphen Negotiator is quite good. But I think I'll take the Coven here. It functions as a 4-drop, which I don't have. I have these 2 5-drops already, maybe a 6-drop if I end up playing this thing. So I'll take the Coven, which of course has the Adventure too, that can be useful. How many instants this is? 4 instants and a few adventures that are instants as well. Well, okay, here, Taken by Nightmares, it's also an instant, because I'm kind of wanting to test this card now at the end of the format. I haven't really played a lot with this, but let's make it so that it could be maybe worth something. Other options here are the Aquatic Alchemist, Threadbind Click, but this is just a very good card, so let's take it. 4 mana instant speed, exile any creature. Sometimes get to scry too. It's definitely strong. Also, it's a very nice card to pick up with the Tome Seeker here. Another Disdainful Stroke. Another Minstrosity. Now this has a chance to come back to me. Pick number 11, is it? Not very high chance, but there is a chance. I'll take the Minstrosity because I still want to have a 2-drop, and this also generates me the bargain fodder for stuff like the Tome Seeker. I don't know if I'd have more bargain cards than the Candy Crabble and the Tome Seeker, but they are both gonna benefit quite a lot from the bargain. Okay, here actually 3 good 2-drops here. I mean, no, 2 good 2-drops. This is not something I would be interested in, but also the Dream Thief would be a nice 1-drop here. But of course the Baron Nodi is gonna be great. The 3rd copy of them with total of 8 fairies if I play all of them. That is pretty fantastic. Here there's a Frolicking Familiar, which I'm not going to be able to use as the adventure. So it's just a 2-2 that can get some pumps. And flying, of course. It's decent, but is it gonna be good enough to pick over something like a Stingblade Assassin, which I also could play here? I think I'll take one of Assassin here. Vampiric Rite. Oh, pretty late Ash. Water Wings. It's a sideboard card, the Water Wings, and this is more useful in decks that have a lot of those rat token generating stuff, and I don't really have that, so I'll take this, but it's a sideboard card, I won't be main decking it. Another rat out, but also an Aquatic Alchemist. Now I have a healthy number of 2-drops here. I still wouldn't mind necessarily having this thing. This also can get my good removal back, and I don't care about 2 rat outs that much. There is a Crystal Grotto though, but was I gonna splash for anything? I don't think I was, unless I'm somehow mistaken, but I don't think I'm gonna splash anything, so let's not take the land. I don't care about this, I'll take the uncommon. Shatter the Oath, I'm gonna take it now over the second copy of a Misleading Modes that I could have. I actually might even not play the Gatekeeper, at least not in the main deck. Okay, here I'm just gonna take the Mythic Rare here, it's 40 gems in the end. After I have opened my packs, because I will fill my Mythic cards entirely. I don't care about the sprite, I don't just think it's that great. I think I do have enough 2-drops, so I don't need to play a mediocre one. I'm taking the Gatekeeper, but it will go to sideboard because I think the first one will maybe go to sideboard as well. Spreading Seas, why not? Scarecrow Guide, why not? Also going to sideboard. Cut the lands for now. Oh, so main decking any of these? No. I of course have these things in my main deck that have the bright spot over them. So I will have a 1 out of 2 in my main deck right now of these things and 1 out of 2 of these things. My face is blocking just some green cards, they are not relevant here. Okay, so that is 25 cards, and let's see, the creature count is 18. That's actually quite a lot. I could cut some creatures easily. Creature curve is nice. 1, 2, that's 8 2-drop creatures, but I actually am leaning towards having an aggressive deck. But this is so many 2-drop creatures that I don't need the Ginger Brute. I actually don't have good ways to enhance it, giving like a roll token. Ginger Brute is very good in decks that can give it young hero roll tokens. Especially, but even any roll token that just makes it a 2-2 is going to be fine enough. But my deck is actually not going to be good doing that kind of stuff. I have mostly black cards, only 8 blue, but 8 is enough to, just count it as a main color. So I'm gonna play a healthy number of islands in the deck. Okay, so the creature curve looks decent. I will play the Dream Spoilers in this deck now. How much do I have ways to get bargain fodder for this thing? Couple of monstrosities, that's 2. This can make, but it's not that reliable. Rat Out is a 3rd one. Then I have the Butcher here, which can give an easy bargain for it. That's a 4th one. Shatter the Oath can give me the token. 5th one. Okay, that's not a lot, but I do have some high quality things to return. So I think I will play the Tome Seeker here still. Is my sideboard gonna help me with that? Spreading Seas I could play just to have a bargain thing. I'm really thinking about not playing the Gatekeeper here. But I also think about playing 17 lands, given that I have a very low mana curve, and this would be a nice way to have a... I mean, sometimes you can even mess up the opponent's mana, but I could have this just as an additional way to get value out of the Tome Seeker. Let's take these maybe. Yes, this sounds fine, I would say. One main deck Grim Search, but I could see sideboarding into 2 against slower decks, but it's quite risky against aggressive decks because of the, well, first of all, you spend 3 mana without affecting the board, but then you also lose 2 life. I think 16 lands is fine because these attendants also have a function at, 2 mana. I do have a bunch of 4 mana things. This has utility as 3 mana though. But I would say this 16 creature, 8 non-creature deck is quite good. I maybe have even too many 2-drops. I mean, well, I don't think it's too many, but it's more than is necessary. But I do like the quality of my 2-drops. Would I be cutting something like a Monstrosity? No. Battle Notice? Not. Obira? Not. Tangled Colony? I could see cutting it against aggressive decks that I think I can't even raise. But not from the main deck. And the Alchemist is also good because I will have a bunch of triggers for it, and also it can, allow me to recast stuff like the Taken by Nightmares or the Candy Grapple, for instance. So I do like the Alchemist here too. Also, this should give me a fairly low chance to miss my turn 2 play because I have so many of them. Okay, this is the main deck, but I will add the lands here. So it's gonna be, well, I have way more black cards, so I'm gonna cut an island here. This would be like 9 ways to get black, 8 ways to get blue, and I want to have access to blue. I have some early blue cards, so, and only a couple of double casters from black, but they are 4 and 5 mana cards, so I don't immediately need double black. Yep, okay. That is the main deck. Okay, that's a nice one. I have the option for these 2-drops, but Tangled Colony will be, especially on the play, pretty easily the choice here. They mulligan to 6. Okay, that's definitely a good start from them too, but I'll get to deal some damage. This makes the Obira quite much worse. This has ward 2, so it's not like I can use these expensive removal spells that easily, and darn, they had Torch Tower, so they had the perfect counter to what I started, because when the exile thing, this won't actually even give me the tokens. So, I mean, with that start, I was thinking that I have a very, you know, good chance to do some do well here, but now it's really not quite the case. Okay, I'll trade here. I don't mind the Scry here, of course, so do this and play a Minstrosity. One land is okay, it should be the island, because I have the 4 drops. I will have another land at some point for the Saturday out, but darn. Turn 1 Sleep Cursed Fairy and turn 2 the perfect removal for my Tangled Colony. I can't say that I'm liking that. Well, I need to deal with that thing also, so let's just exile it. Oh, please don't say you have a counter spell. No, they have, you know, mana up for this ability to untap it, but of course they're not gonna trade with the Minstrosity. Yeah, my 2/2 flyers are really not that good here. Just trading with the fairy. I mean, not trading, but I mean getting killed by it. Okay, well, Dream Spoiler's misleading mode is not a bad combination here. I do hope they are not going to block here. But I guess it's not the end of the world if they do. Because now, as long as this thing survives, and they play some other target for this. This is a target creature, but I can't target the Sleep Cursed Fairy. Okay, another thing that's good at blocking my 2 power creatures. Alright. Yep, we will raise here. Oh, please don't. Well, I mean, this is one of the games where the opponent has the perfect cheese. It's really hard here when they just, I mean, they had to draw 3, so more gas, and of course they still have the fairy in there. If I want to make them lose life, I should... Is this gonna be... No, I'm gonna make them lose life here. Because I will play the Battle Node anyway to have a blocker here. This is a good blocker on the Sprite, of course. But, well, are they... No, they still have... Okay. This starts to be a little bit of a joke-ish. They just have the perfect amount of interaction and threats. Even that thing here. So I didn't even draw the land for this. If I did, I could have at least, you know, killed the Grabby Giant. Make this into a 2/4 lifelinker attack for 5. Make them go to 5 unless they jump block the 2/4. I go to 8. This would get another counter. I mean, that would have been acceptable. No, not so much. Oh, this is actually not gonna have a lifelink. Yeah, sorry, what was I talking about? Alright, I'm going to use the modes on the Sprite here, of course. But I just don't know how I'm gonna beat this opponent here. Yeah, the problem is that I'm taking here... Yeah, I can't even kill the 1/1 here because I'm taking 7 from these guys. So I would have to jump block the giant here and take 4 and bounce this, and they can still recast it. I'm actually not gonna show the interaction I have. This was just the opponent having the perfect turns all the time. I'm gonna take the Water Wings, it's a good counter to their removal spells, and Rat Out has targets. Spreading Seas, not so important now. Grim Search, I think I'm still having. Yeah, this is probably fine. The disdainful stroke won't have that many. There's like the into the fair cut. It can counter the frenzy regardless of how much mana they use it. This mana value is of course gonna be 4 always. And then there's the Crabby Giant. So I guess I could play it. I have no other counter spells really, so I can have it maybe cut the least impactful card, which would be none of them. No, I didn't want to cut that. None of the interactive spells. It's gonna be one of the 2-drops. I still am going to play the Tangled Colony. The Alchemist, perhaps. Well, the Alchemist can. It's actually okay sized creature looking at their board. It would actually trade with everything I see here, including the Red Cap Thief, and not even trade it would just eat it as long as I get the boost. I think it will be the Minstrosity then. Although the Minstrosity is important to give me fodder for the bargain, so okay, fine, Alchemist. Yeah, that was quite a draw for the opponent. Well, not keeping a one-lander. Couple of Baron Notice, thank you. They also mulligan. I'm thinking I can cut a swamp here. This still will be decent in picking the Candy Grapple once I get some kind of a fodder. Please no Sleep Cursed Fair. Okay, thank you. And even do the third land immediately. Now I need something with something that will oh come on. I guess this can be countered, right? Okay, it can be countered, so it's not so bad. But yeah, I need a bargain fodder here. Because I have the great card to return with the Tomb Seeker now, but I don't have a way to bargain. But yeah, look at their rares in their deck. Yeah, of course there's a cut in, because why would there not be? That would have been also a decent target for the disdainful stroke, but I suppose I need to kill the whale thing. Yeah, I mean, this is not so great. Yeah, it has ward, but it doesn't have any countering restrictions, so let's at least counter that. I have now ways to get bargain fodder, a couple of them in fact. Okay, they have that, so now they're cut in, so they are really gonna hurt me now. Sleight of hand, okay. Well, I'm taking maybe too much damage here, but let's hope I draw a swamp. I did not draw a swamp, so not gonna attack. Yeah, I was really hoping to double play, a Minstrosity and a Rat Out would be a nice, I block this with Minstrosity, then use the Rat Out end of turn to kill it. And then I can use the Candy Grapple. Now, because I can't double spell, and of course, thanks to mulliganing, I don't have the second swamp. If I could double spell here the black spells, that would still be okay, but now I just do this now. Guess I'll just have to try to double block the Immodane regardless, and I get my fodder from here. If the last card in their hand is gonna interact with this situation, then it's gonna be game over. Yep. Take even 5 damage thanks to the Immodane. I almost die here. Well, that was. I think my deck is quite good, but compared to the kind of draws we each had in both of these games, I just had no chance. Also, their deck was really good. I'm not gonna claim otherwise, but it feels like my deck could maybe fight a little bit better. But in both games, I was on the back foot all the time. At least I'll be on the play here. Okay, then why why it's like this? I have mostly black cards in the deck, so I maybe can keep this because I have the Naughty on turn 2 and then the Rat out to help me with doing something. But okay, well, it will definitely do something right away. Just get rid of it and get an attacker here. Okay, I'm gonna play the Minstrosity. It would be really sweet to draw the island so that if they have a 2-drop that's gonna try to trade with the Minstrosity, I could actually make it into a non-trade. You know what? I'm doing actually this. Fine. Come on. No. I guess the opponent is also being mono black here, but I would definitely appreciate getting the island. Okay. Trading removals here. Yeah, I think my Water Wings is going in here. Already see 2 removal. Yeah, Water Wings goes in. Wow. Just... Sure. Come on, I need to land so that they would have to discard a card. You know, I kept a... what? Was it a 2-lander or a 3? It was maybe a 2-lander. I don't even remember how many lands, but I haven't really drawn even the 4th land here. Now I do. So let's make them discard one of the 3 cards. Let's see if it's another color, because I might want to save the Spreading Seas if they have like a other color than black here. So once they find, you know, once they found a mountain, they also, you know, discarded a Torch Tower. I can make this into an island to further. Okay, well, they discarded the Torch Tower. I mean, look at their deck, by the way. Double Torch Tower, double Candy Grapple. Yeah, my Water Wings definitely goes in, and I mean, I want to Spreading Seas this mountain. I need, well, no longer necessary. Okay, fine. I guess they have 1 card, and I have 1 removal for whatever big thing they might have. Too bad. They have 2 coming up, but I still have the Attendants, which, you know, unless they have even more removal that they're gonna draw. This is fine too, actually. So are they top decking? No, they are not. Okay. My deck has 8 ways to get blue mana. In my top 16 cards, I have found none of them. That said, as long as the opponent is... this current situation is one where I'm winning this game. So let's just still win here, or shall we? Alright. Now... let's attack first. And Spreading Seas our own... Well, let's do this. No reason to mess with Thermo now. I'd rather have another island here, like this. And... just play the Coralsmith for now, but I can use the Attendants to get rid of the 1/1s. But they might have some, you know, other 1 toughness creatures I'd rather kill, because... well, that actually... but that's still not good enough for them. My Coralsmith can actually just block here. Okay. So I will, of course, just trade with the Witch, unless they do have an instant of some kind. Now, if they are for some reason not going to block, I wouldn't pump this twice, because that would indicate a rat out. Because if they are not blocking here, they would. Now, I guess they might want to also to raise here, but it's hard to raise this thing here. Anyhow, this is gonna happen now like this, and then this is gonna happen like this, and well, I don't in fact have. Did I miss a land drop at? Yeah, I think I was somewhat foolish at some point, not playing the lands when because now I would have wanted to play the 3/4 here, but okay, it seems like they are now flooding out, so and there's no rat out in there. Just do this, make them go to there, and I do this and this. I don't think they can even like a steal creature with the apple thing. Would I lose there? If they have the apple thing that's gonna steal my attendants, I go to 6 and then I go to 3 when they activate it. Yeah. Okay. Well, it felt a little bit desperate at first, but then they flooded. Actually, that's the same way I did. Both of us drew, 8 lands actually. The 8th one is in my hand right now. But this here is going to mean that I'm gonna play a Water Wings. How about a Disdainful Stroke? I didn't actually see, anything that I can counter with that. So no to that. Anything else? I don't like 1 toughness creatures when I saw, rat out. But do I have them anyway? I have a couple of monstrosities, which I will not be sideboarding out. Maybe, or should I? Because the reason is that they create a food token which I can use for the Tome Seeker. But I need to cut something. Sting Blade Assassin is gonna be the worst card. Also a 1 toughness 4-drop that gets beaten by a rat out. I am thinking that. I mean, they have so much removal that I'm tempted to play another card draw spell, but I still don't want to play against black-red, with cards that make me lose life. But they are so removal heavy that maybe it would make sense. But what would be the cut? I like even the misleading modes in here a little bit, although it might maybe not be so good. So let's actually try this. Let's play 2 of the card draw spells. It's good against the removal heavy decks because the games will go late and you will have time to cast your card draw. I just hope I won't be dying to damage because of these life losses. But alright, this is the deck post sideboard. Okay, now I have a pretty good hand here with all these things. Now the sad thing here is that they have 2 of those Torchlit Towers. They can start with the Gingerbrute. They have 2 Candy Grapbles, 2 Torchlit Towers. Okay, I'm not gonna make them use a spell on this turn. I will play the Flash thing. And I'm assuming this to die. If not, then I force them to, use this here. But I assume it's gonna be now dead. Or not, and they actually just have to use mana for that. Gingerbrute's ability now. Okay. This is all fine. Do they not have any of their removal spells, or are they saving it? I will of course play the 3-drop now. Just getting some bargain fodder in here. In case I draw my bargain stuff. Okay, so nothing, just no play from that thing at all, okay. Well, now they have a Torch Tower somehow. Okay. Well, they can't attack with a Gingerbrute. And here... just have the tangled colony. Now they used one torture tower, so maybe the tangled colony will be now safe from the exiling removal. Of course, it can be removed with black removal that doesn't deal damage. And now I need my interaction because they have a ginger brute with young hero roll token, and my Lord Skitter's butcher is also. This is bad. This is bad. It doesn't take long for me to die here. I'll just, of course, play my creatures here. This thing doesn't have a lifelink. I have a food token, so that will at least buy me some time. But I will go to 8, and then I will go to 6. Okay, they have a couple of rats coming up. Well, the rats are not so good because I have the Lord Skitter's butcher to block them. I mean, one of them. Which instead makes sense, of course, but when they don't cast this with this questing druid's ability, that of course means that they also will never be able to cast it. Let's draw a card, ideally a removal spell. That's okay. That's not quite good enough. Problem is I'm taking so much damage here. Just candy grapple here. And if I had a candy grapple here, I would really like my chances. Because I have a fast clock. I have basically a 2-turn clock myself. So I'm gonna go to 2 and then I'm gonna go to, 0. So I have to. I have to sack this food token. I can't do anything else. I will do like this. I mean, this is now 2 blockers for the witch. Hopefully they don't have removal, but okay, they are actually giving me more food, which is not going to matter that much actually. Well, it is, because now I can use the Grim Search. Now I can use the Grim Search, because I can crack these in response to the stab wound trigger. I would have to use 4 mana on my turn. I mean, before having the stab wound resolve, but are they gonna go for the win? Well, I mean, then I have to do this. Okay, they did not actually. Wow, they forgot to give it. Maybe they have a trample for it. No, that was a mistake. They didn't give it the evasive ability. Well, this is actually fantastic now for me. I have done misclicks myself too. I'm not, out of the. I'm not going to be in amazing shape here, but I think what I'm doing, I'm just doing this. Well, let's attack with Tangled Colony first, because I'm thinking maybe I'll attack with the Baron Nodi too, because I'm thinking just to play the Alchemist and then use the Grim Search on their turn to make this into a 3/3 so that they can block and trade with the Daredevil. Now that will lose to various things, but I'm gonna lose to the Ginger Brute anyway, so I'm just gonna have to do it like that. And hope that the card in their hand isn't gonna be good enough. And that they don't draw anything good either. I do have this food here, so that means I am in 12. At 12 life. It's a shame that I don't have another fairy for the Battle Node because I have almost 10, like 8 or so fairies. But I guess I'm in a good shape because they didn't use the evasive ability on the Gingerbrute on the previous turn. Now it's a question of, am I going to sacrifice, well, not the food token of course, but am I going to sacrifice the 1/1 to have better selection? And I think I am. Because I have 6 lands in here, so I have a lethal attack regardless, so maybe the 1 damage here doesn't matter. I could have a rat out, which I could maybe use, so I'm gonna bargain this thing. Do this thing. So this says put 2 of them, up to 2 of them on the top of your library. Rest go to graveyard, so I don't have to put anything on top. There is a rat out in here, which isn't necessarily going to do too much. The Coven, neither. What I need here, probably, is actual removal. The rat out, I mean, if they have a 1 toughness creature, then it will be great. And I can cast it now. Oh, the Coven does give me a lifelink actually. Oh, I have some timeouts in here, so I'm not gonna keep the lands, of course. But this could give me a lifelink, but then again, is that good enough? It's too expensive. Rat out might, okay, I'm gonna put the rat out on the top, but nothing else. I will draw the rat out here. Oh, there is the Candy Crabble. So I could actually gain 1 life here. And I will need to do it anyway because I need to Candy Crabble. Actually, I can use both of these. No, I'm gonna pass after all. I'm gonna go to 3 because I can actually use the Candy Crabble and the rat out on this Gingerbrute. Okay, well I have full information now. And this is gonna make me lose a life point. And they will gain it also. They have the option for that. Yeah, I don't think I can use the rat out. That will be good with the Tome Seeker, but I have a, yeah, 6 is not enough. Oh, I by the way have a Spreading Seas also that I can use for the Candy Crabble. Foolish me. So I will use this to kill the Gingerbrute for sure. I will have 4 mana left, which I could use for the rat out and the Tome Seeker here. But I also need to have this food up here. Yeah, I don't think I can attack with my own Battle Node. I mean, I can threaten lethal, so they are forced to block with them. Okay. So if I attack with both, they are forced to block with the Battle Node. I can pump this once and then use the rat out. But the problem is I'm gonna die to the Sweet Tooth. Yeah, using 3 mana here is not gonna allow me to... I mean, this is basically offering 5 damage to me currently. That is the problem. Like if I kill this, I won't have enough mana to pump this, so I don't have a lethal now. Okay, I don't think I can attack. I would have been able to force the block, but I would have had to use 4 mana to deal with it. And then with 2 mana it's not. Okay, that is actually the best for me. That is the best for me, that really is. Because now what I just do is kill this before... I mean, I guess I can leave it. No, I'm not gonna risk it. They can actually, this is food, they can sack it for the Sweet Tooth Witch too, and I don't want to give them the chance to do that. Spreading Seas goes away. And now I can use this Tome Seeker and sacrifice. Well, I guess I can sacrifice the food. No. What I'm doing, I'm gonna pass the turn. Because now I can use the rat out to good value. Yes. This is tough, but this is winnable. I do just this now. And then I can sack the food to gain some life here. And then I can use the Tome Seeker to get back. Okay, that's going to be very good too. I'm gonna actually forget about this Tome Seeker. I'm just gonna play these to gain lifelink on the Baron Node, and this is basically a 2-turn clock. It seems like they just drew a land. So they go to 9 life here. And I will deal 5 to them, going to 7 myself, assuming they have no interaction. And then they would be at 4 when their turn starts, and with me having a very, very decent board here. And of course with the option to play the Tome Seeker, sacking the rat, get back, for instance, the Candy Grabble. Alright, this was a tough one. They had so much removal here, by the way. I didn't see in this game the second Torchy Tower or either of the Candy Grabbles. So they had 1, 2, 3 removal spell, at least 3 more, and rat out and all that. Okay. Okay, I think I won the die roll in each of these. Here I will keep the 5-lander because the Minstrosity, if they don't have removal but they try to block it, it's so good because I have the attendants here. Okay, this could be Torchy Tower, and of course I draw a 6th land. Okay, no Torchy Tower. So let's hope they have a 2-drop they try to use for trading purposes. That's not okay. What the... This just deals the 1 damage to this regardless, so it's the best 2-drop for dealing with the Minstrosity. Oh, that was so disappointing, because this is not the card you even see that often. And then they have an 0-4. I mean, am I cursed in this event? Alright, I'm not, because I got the, I got the assassin here. That would be great. It's not so great now that they are playing around it. Jeez. Wow. I mean, because this was a free attack in the sense that I'm not gonna block the Slinger, and so the attack is safe for me because this is an 0-4. So they decided to rather take 3 damage here than risk losing this thing. This has a reach, by the way. But okay, rat out. Well, yeah, that will maybe be okay. So let's just attack now. They might have their own rat out or something. I assume the Slinger is going to block here. So I'm gonna be dealt a damage point. So now I have 2 options. And I like the rat out more. It's a little bit, it doesn't add so much to the board, but it will be, I'm gonna get some value from the rat out now. Unless they decide to somehow kill the Baron Node. Now they could also have, not dead after all here. But they of course have, priority because of the catapult here. So let's see now. It is not dead after all. So that is just too perfect. I mean, I had a decent hand with the. I mean, okay, it was a 5-lander, but I mean, I had the plan with the Monstrosity and the Attendant, and now they had the one card that actually makes this plan not work. I feel like this is just like not how it's supposed to go. They have like the perfect counters now. Not many, especially black-red decks, play the Scuba Slinger. Like any other 2-drop in there would have allowed my Monstrosity to attack. Now it's done one attack here because they didn't. I had the one attack into the catapult. Now I do understand they didn't block with the catapult now because they did have the not dead after all here. Okay, so now I have mana for 2 things, unless I pump with the Battle Nodi. Well, sure. We don't even like the totem taunts here. It's producing them, you know, those rat tokens, and they will have death touch even, so I can't block them. So now what I'm doing here is, I know I could have used the Taken by Nightmares, but I feel like I'd rather do it like this. Try to save my guy. Okay. Another not dead after all, perhaps. Okay, Ratcatcher Trainee, which is, I think, gonna be sadly enough because I'm taking a lot of damage from these. And they're gonna get a rat from here too, and I'm losing a life from the Wicked token. The Totem Taunt is doing some serious work here. Don't think the Taken by Nightmares is going to be enough here, because this is dealing me a lot of damage each turn, and they seem to have more. Yeah, I mean, the Scuba Slinger alone is just actually, I mean, that's messing up my plan. It's blocking all my creatures. I can't even do anything with the Monstrosity than block a freaking rat token, which I have to do at this point because it's the only thing it can do now. So I wanted to use a Taken by Nightmares on the Unruly Catapult, but I actually have to use it on the Scuba Slinger now. Unless I draw my Candy Grapple. I do have a lifelink here, so there is that. I'm taking way too much damage here though. The 1 life point here from here is not going to be enough. Because what's gonna happen here, if I exile the Slinger here. Well, I guess I can just attack with the Battle Nodi alone. Always gain life. Then I can use the Assassin here to actually, you know, block the Piper to at least prevent them from attacking. And then I could actually even consider. No, I do think I need to deal with the Catapult after all. Okay, Catapult is gonna go away. I'm gonna attack with the Battle Node just to gain a life point here. I guess I could gain 2 life points. But then again, the Tangled Colony can attack into this board because I'm gonna get rid of the Catapult here. Because I could pump these and still have play the land and have the Taken by Nightmares up. But the Tangled Colony is an attacker that can do something here, so I'm gonna just gain 1 life here. At least this thing exiles, so they can't actually get a token with the Totem Taunts in here. So now I'm at 7 and there's no more pinging the wall there. They can attack with, well, with these 3 they can attack with the Slinger too if they want to. But I can block the Swamp Piper here. Well, now of course I cannot block any of them with the Assassin, but I wouldn't be blocking anything else than the Swamp Piper with the Assassin. That's gonna make me lose life. This is... it's such a Okay, they even realize now that they can attack with their slinger. They don't need it for blocking purposes given the status of our life totals here. This thing gives rats death touch, attacking rats. Alright, it's game over here. I won't be able to win here. Wow, okay, I'm just using the same deck. I'm somehow just, I mean, it is so many games now in this event where the opponent has the perfect counters to what I'm doing. The Scuba Slinger that was just totally making my, I couldn't do any attacks, really. That would seriously threaten their life total, whereas my own life total was constantly under pressure there. Yeah, I had no chance. Okay, that's as good as it gets here, I suppose. Well, it's not as good as it gets, but it's as acceptable as it gets, maybe. Let's see now. Okay, land is good because now I can use the Coven's the bounce spell ability here. Candy Crabble on that thing. Huh. I mean, is that even going to matter? Yeah, they can kill it because I'm gonna bounce the next spell anyway. Of course it can be the... Okay, it wasn't, so... Well, I'm doing this anyway just to have a play for this turn. Okay, let's get their mountain away for now. Alright, no... too many lands here. Well, that's something for the Dream Spoilers to kill for free, but then again they could have their own removal. Well, that's a fine card against the deck. They did, surveil to top, so I assume it's gonna be a mountain or just something very good from black. Okay, Baron Nodi. My own Baron Nodi. Well, I don't really... have much choice. I can't even double spell black spells, so play our own Baron Nodi, which can block the Dream Thief at least. Well, I mean, well, that's a good target for the rats out, for sure. That said, I did draw now the 4th land for the Dream Spoiler, so if I use a rat out now, I can still use the Attendants, but how much that is gonna matter? How much is it gonna matter? The rat out is so much better with these Dream Spoilers around that I will just... Well, let's see how they block. They might block with the Dream Thief, and then I will use the rat out on the vermin, because of course it would grow in size. So let's see. Okay, so now I also have the option to just pump this thing a couple of times, or maybe just once, to keep the option open to also use the... Oh, what? I was going to play the Dream Spoilers, but I was already thinking about playing the rat out here. So, yeah, well, that's that then. That is that. Well, I don't think I care about the attendance then. I don't know what was I thinking there. Let's do this now that they are tapped out. They have the not dead after all. I wouldn't want them to get value of that thing. My Spreading Seas can do some work here, but they still have used all the mana every turn there. So maybe it's not so relevant. So I could take the Scry, but I think it's more valuable, especially because of the monstrosity to... Well, no, actually I take the Scry. Scratch that. I want to play my Dream Spoilers now. And I wouldn't mind to having the Scry here, so I don't need the island. I will take a second black. And now I will... But the Coven isn't so amazing here now. Because, I mean, they have things to discard for sure. I'd rather have this triggered ability. Okay, now they have a red mana available, but now the the raid bombardment won't be that great. It's fine, but okay, that thing is in there now. So if I attack with both of my things, because I have of course lifelink up now as well. They can double block using the Dream Thief, but of course I do have the Attendants. Problem is if I use the Attendants, then I don't get to use the Stingblade Assassin here. Yeah, I am going to do it so that yeah, I'm gonna use the misleading modes actually on their turn. That's what I'm deciding here. But I don't have to do it like right away. That returns creatures, okay. Fell Horseman returning that thing, that is okay. They don't have good attacks. I have good blocks, so I don't think the raid bombardment really matters now. It really doesn't. They don't have mana for the totem tons here. So, I guess it's a totem tons. I could also put a Baronori on the top of the deck, but it's not so necessary. I like the idea just to do this and then -1/-1 on the Dream Thief in here. Sadly they will get the rat token there, but that is something I have to accept. Oh, the first time this thing makes an appearance in the entire event. And this could be the last game in the event, because if I lose this, it is going to be game over. Now, I'll just attack with both. I know I could attack with the 1/1, but this is giving a pretty good chance for them to block with the Baronori. And then I will just use the Stingblade Assassin here. And now I am the one, you know, winning the race currently. I know I lost the value from the Dream Spoilers here, of course, playing this on my own turn, but of course the value was to kill the Baronori for free. Okay, so that is their entire turn. I take 5 now, of course, but this thing has lifelink. So that helps a little bit. Okay. So what I'm doing here is actually just well, attacking with everything, not using any pumps. Right now, I think I should play the crown here. And then I'm gonna -4 this guy. Yes. And then kill this thing. Take no damage. Oh, I will still take... This can still attack, so I will take the raid bombardment 1 damage, but it's fine. But I want to get the crown down now. Another option is to just have another lifelinker actually. But I would really like to have the crown down. Maybe it's not so important. The lifelinker is really good. Yeah, I'm still playing the... I'm gonna still do the attendance. Maybe. They have these things. Should I just play the monstrosity? I mean, I can't take the 5 from these guys. I suppose it's not even that great of an attack with the 1/1 which I can block with the lifelinker. Okay, fine. There's so many options here. But I'm gonna do the most aggressive approach here now. They have 2 cards I don't know about. That can block the monstrosity. I mean, if this is the play they're gonna make, they can't even attack. Well, they can, but I guess I'll just... I mean, I'm gonna make them use their tricks then. Block it here. I'll get 1 life point. No, I just got that thing for free. Rat out isn't here. I have a rat to sacrifice. Yeah, I should be winning this now. Let's just make the most reasonable plays here. Now they have to block the monstrosity here, which is nice. I'm gonna just play the crown now and tap the thing. I don't need to do anything else. Unless I want to play the spells Scone Coven. Oh, I'm just playing around things that, you know, if they steal one of my creatures, but I'm at 15, it's not that easy for them to do. Yeah, I'm gonna play the Coven now, because that's, I mean, this is all giving me, you know, more power in the air. And I guess the Coven can block here. If they do play the Totem Tons, of course they can give an attacking rat death touch, but that would use, you know, 5 of their mana. Oh, they actually discarded a sellsword. One of the ways to deal some nice amount of damage. So the unknown card here is gonna be better than the sellsword. Okay, more of those horsemen. Okay. Now I have every bit of information here. This is fine. If they attack, I'm of course going to block here. They will get the worm into a bigger sized creature, but there's no point not doing this. Okay, well there's the candy grabble. Is this a win? 2, 4, 6. I couldn't deal 7 because I can pump only once, so it's not a win. But it's of course quite close to a win. No, the thing is I don't want to be dying here. I know exactly what they have in their hand. They can respond by drawing a card, but I do think that... because I can get rid of the vermin. It's not even that necessary. I could just kill this and attack for, you know, 6. And then you have the... yeah, let's not make it like too... let's not make it, you know, too difficult, because this works just fine, this plan here. Because I can, you know, threaten lethal, and now what I can do, I can -4/-0 this guy and kill the rat token. Maybe I should have done it like before they get to draw, but I don't know if it matters. Flick a coin in there. I can actually give target creature an opponent controls. Okay. Well, before they draw anything, I'm gonna just do this. this Tilix can actually be one power. Because it's gonna pick up a counter here. But now they are dying in the air. I don't think they can deal with every one of here. Okay, so I drew the Hilda's crown, but I basically was... Well, I had a good amount of mana, but not enough to actually play this at any turn. I had better options, simply. Okay, what did I learn? There's a Raid Bombardment, there's a Colossus, Sellsword, Flick a Coin, Candy Grapple, Shatter the Oath. I'm gonna play the Water Wings here. Disdainful Stroke. Not enough targets for that. And I don't like the Flick a Coin when I have the Monstrosities, but do I like the Rowan's Grim Search in such a matchup where I might actually be taking a lot of damage quickly? I don't think I like the Grim Search, so I'm going to cut it. And now, do I want to use something like a Gatekeeper here? I don't think the 6 mana 6/5 is really what I want, even though the bounce can get rid of the rats, actually. That is true. But maybe it's still bad. I guess the Stingblade Assassin is the worst here. Still, yeah, especially because they have a Flick a Coin and maybe a rat out. I don't recall if I saw that earlier. So if I cut the Stingblade Assassin, I can still put a card in. I don't think there are a lot of options. It maybe even could be the Lantern, because they have 2 of those things that return stuff from the graveyard, but I will use the Gatekeeper here as one of. And this is the final game of this event, unless it somehow ends in a draw. Okay. Now it's a nice hand. They let me go first. Bad is... They are prepared for a grindy game. That is what it means. But I'm gonna do this. And the Karasmith, and then if on my turn 4 they have only one of either of those lands, then I can use the Spreading Seas on that. Okay. Candy Grapple maybe? Nope. Oh, do I like the... I like the Coralsmith more here. So definitely if they have a mountain, I will Spreading Seas that. It's a Catapult. Well, I'm just gonna get rid of the Catapult. Yes, I do have 2 blue here. Unless they again choose to... Oh, why would they do that? Amazing. That is way too amazing. Why would your opponent do that? The Coralsmith has a pretty irrelevant ability. Wow. I thought I'm gonna use a Water Wings on that, but they just let it go for free. Well, I had to use 2 mana, but it wasn't even a big deal. Okay, at least they do have another mountain, so they are not colors screwed because of that. Grim Thief, fine. Okay, that's going to, I guess, be okay. Am I going to race here? Yes, I am, because I can play the Butcher here. I can pump the Coralsmith twice here. They take 5, go to 13. And then I can still play the Butcher here. That means I won't have mana for the Water Wings, but I also don't think it matters. They're gonna go for the Growing the Worming play here. That's okay. That doesn't actually change my play in any way. Okay. So 10 tons. You know what is pretty good? The Water Wings and the Coral Smith. With a bunch of mana available, I can attack. Okay, so they're gonna go for the crowing of the vermin. So let's say if I don't block here, if this is a 3-2, does that make my attacks better? I don't even think it does, so let's do this. This is annoying anyway because it can give it. They can give it death touch. But what was I saying? Is that if I make this into a 4/4 and it also gains hexproof, then I can use this ability 3 times. So that is 7 damage in the air. That is 7 damage in the air. Now I fear that they are gonna block here. So what I'm actually going to do now is I'm not going to attack with the Coral Smith this turn. I'm gonna attack here. I'm going to play the Dream Thief. Is the life gonna matter though? I also kind of want to leave mana up for the Water Wings. If I pump, I can't do the Obura or the Water Wings. So yeah, let's actually not. I mean, I'm not gonna pump anyway, but I'm thinking about if I don't pump, do I care about 1 life? Is it better to leave this as a surprise? And I think that's the case. So let's just do like, unless there's the... Okay, I'm actually gonna do a little bit differently because I don't think I have to use the Water Wings on their turn. I can still do that. But then I just end of turn Obira. That's the case that I'm gonna go for. That's fine. And now if they are gonna play their final card, then I would have perfect information. At least they are tapped out, so am I gonna actually just win in here? I don't think I think they're gonna go to 1 here. They also have 1 mana, so it could be something that's a problem. Of course I am in a very good shape here, but now point is, if I do give this thing, if I make it into a 4/4, then I can pump it 3 times. That would take 5 mana, and then this would be a 7. That's 10 damage indeed. Yeah, they go to 1 if they don't have anything with the 1 mana. That could be a Torture Tower, of course. So, but given my, situation here, I actually can just, not do it right on this turn. This is just fine. I can even pump this Battle Node. So finally my flying, game plan is actually doing work. Now this Merfolk Coral Smith is going to be lethal by itself. I don't think I even play the Tangled Colony. Or maybe I do, because I mean that means I can't cast the Water Wings on their turn. But then again, if I have to cast it on their turn, then I can't use it to push for lethal with the Coral Smith unless... Yeah, I could get it back with the Tome Seeker, but then I don't have mana to pump it enough. So, you know what? Let's do this and hope they don't have... I guess the worst thing they could have is that they make me discard 2 cards, but somehow they chose to concede. I guess they just didn't have anything for the flyers in here. It would have been nice to, let's say, the ideal case, they use all of their mana on their next turn or all of their cards without giving a flying blocker. They, use their resources to kill the Battle Node and the Obura, and they don't gain any life. And then I can win with the Water Wings. Safely casting is when they are tapped out or no cards in hand, and pump it 3 times for the sweet victory. But this was enough now. Okay. So after the challenging, was it match 1, I was able to climb back to 2 wins here. And I think the deck was good, but there was some crazy, like opponents countering my cards with the kind of not with the cards that you usually expect to see from decks, because of course that's normal, but the kind of a special cards that were very good in those situations. So that was really nasty, because this deck, I would say it's quite good. It has removal, it has the bomb rare in Hilda's, it has triple Baron Noddy with other fairies, which can quite often make it very easy to raise the opponents. But somehow I was struggling a bit, but then again ended up winning 2 of the 3 matches, so that's great. This ends the well, is it penultimate the correct word, draft of this set? So there will be one more draft releasing in 2 days, and then the next draft, assuming I don't know when it's gonna release, because sometimes when a new set releases, it's gonna mean that the server is buggy or laggy and I can't play immediately on the release night. But I will have then the Ixalan draft as soon as I can. But let's have one more Wilds of Eldraine draft before that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.